This video is a summary of a study about how speech therapists and nurses talk to each other about patients on stroke wards. We wrote a research paper about what we found out in the study. I'm Rachel Barnard, and the other researchers are Madeline Cruz and Julia Jones. In the study, I watched how speech therapists and nurses working on stroke wards talk to each other about patients. And I asked them questions about their experiences. We found out that speech therapists and nurses talked a lot about swallowing, but not very much about communication. There wasn't very much time to talk. Nurses got interrupted a lot. So speech therapists try to keep their messages really short. It was easier and quicker to talk about swallowing. And nurses were very interested in swallowing information. But speech therapists help people with communication as well as swallowing. And even though swallowing is important, it's not the only thing that matters to patients. Being in hospital can be a very lonely time for people with aphasia. Aphasia can make it really difficult for them to tell staff what they need and just to chat to people. Speech therapists didn't talk very much about how nurses could help patients with aphasia. One of the reasons for this is that it takes longer to talk about aphasia. It also takes time to help nurses see how the information that speech therapists give them can be used with patients. So what's the next step? We need to think about how this research could improve communication in hospital for people with aphasia. Speech therapists and nurses need to think about what's stopping them from making time to talk about aphasia. And they need to think how spending more time talking about aphasia could make things better for patients.